everyone, it's Vian here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. We're going to test that out today, and then also using the Silisponge that's been hyped up going around. I'm going to test it out and see how it works and how it does, how it performs, and then also I'm going to do a review on this guy right here. And the color that I have is light beige, and I think it works perfectly for my face. And if you guys want to see, then keep on watching. Okay, you guys, so here's my Silisponge, and I ordered this one off of eBay, and I'm using the, of course, Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. And it says it's medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. So I'm going to try this out for today, and I'm not going to pump it out on my hand. I'm going to actually pump it on the sponge itself right here. Just half a sponge, half a pump maybe, since it says you don't need as much foundation. So I'm going to start out with this side of my face and put some on this side. You guys can see that. And this color is, I think it's a tad bit dark for me, but they didn't have, I think they had about 10 or 12 color selections, so that's not too bad for a foundation. It is $9.99 when I got it, and I got mine at Fred Meyer's. And so here on this side. Okay. So the first time I tried using this sponge, it was really blotchy for me, and as you can tell, it still is. But I've tried dabbing it like that, and it seems to be okay for now. But I think it takes a lot longer for you to use the sponge. And they are right, you don't need as much foundation because you're not getting it soaked into your brush or your beauty blender. I didn't put any up here, I totally forgot. I have way too much over here. So now I can't move my product, see? I have like a bunch right here that it won't move. So I'm just gonna dab that, get it onto the sponge, see it picks it up. And then I'm putting it up here. And my forehead, I don't really need that much, so I think I accidentally put some right here in the corner of my eyes. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and you can see around my nose it's not blending out very good. This thing does work, I guess. It's not my favorite, and I probably won't be reaching for it every day, but it is fun to play with. That's about it. I think it was retail for like $12 or something like that. I wouldn't pay that much for this thing. I got it on eBay for fairly cheap. Actually, no, it wasn't cheap. I got it on eBay. I got two for $15. So it wasn't exactly that cheap, but it's fun to play with, and it works if you really put the time, if you have the time to sit there and kind of dab at your face for a really long time, then yes, the brush or even the sponge is probably a lot quicker. So this foundation, it is not, definitely not full coverage. The first round, you can still see the dark spots on my nose as my blemishes, and then my little freckles right here. You can still definitely see this right here. And it doesn't dry down to a complete matte. It feels kind of sticky, like a little, not sticky, but a little bit tacky, like to the touch. And I know it doesn't dry down completely. I'm going to do another little pump right here to go in with the second round on my cheek area, like where I need it the most. Like other places that I don't need coverage, it seems okay for me. But right here on my cheek, just dabbing it in. So with little dabbing motion, I guess this Silisponge thing works. Like I said, it's definitely not my favorite. But so the second layer still won't cover like the whole, all of my freckles and stuff like that, whereas other foundations I've tried have covered it all. So it definitely is like light to medium coverage, and then buildable to a little bit more than that. But I do like the look of this, and I think with this look you'll definitely have to set your foundation. And as you can see how long it took me to just put it on, it's been like 5 minutes already, and that's finally getting me to the smoothness that I like. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like. I'm going to set it with some powder. Okay, I'm going to set it with some Bye Bye Pores translucent powder. And set it just in my T-zone, like where I know I'll get oily. So if you set it with the powder, then it comes down to like a matte finish, which I kind of like. Okay, so I have finished my face, and I'm going to go about my day, and I'll check back in with you guys later to see how this foundation is holding up. But so far I really like it, and well, only after I've set my powder. Otherwise it's like really shiny and kind of like a oily looking, but with the foundation and the powder on, I really like the finish of it, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit, see how it goes. And it is now about 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'll check back with you guys later. Thanks. So it's now 2 o'clock, and I'm just checking in with you guys on my foundation here. I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see my face. It's looking pretty good still. All of my freckles are still covered up a bit. Nothing's really showing. My nose is a little bit oily, a little bit shiny here, but I did put a little teeny tiny bit of highlighter on there, so maybe that's the case. I haven't touched up or anything like that, and so it's still looking pretty good. My nose around here is kind of, I don't know, maybe that's getting a little bit dark. I'll have to double check that in the mirror and update that with you guys in the next video. But so far it's looking pretty good, not so oily for me. Normally some other foundations I would get oily around here already. I've been just around the house and doing stuff, and just it's still looking pretty good. Alright, I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so it's almost the end of the day. It is 7:15 right now at night, and I've had a pretty long day. I've been out in the cold, and I've had running errands and stuff like that. I went to the store. I did a lot of stuff like out in the cold, also kind of sweating a little bit. And this is what my foundation looks like now. And when I'm looking in the mirror, I can see right here I'm oily right here. And also a little bit right here, just in my T-zone, and then my pimples. They're not pimples, but they're blemishes. You can see that they're coming through a little bit, and it's been kind of cold here, and so I also noticed that like my nose around right here, the foundation has faded away. On the side of my nose, the foundation is not there anymore, but everywhere else is still somewhat there. So I would say that this foundation probably would last about 8 hours or so. I put it on around 10 o'clock, and then it's now 7, so that's 9 hours. And yeah, so I would say like it would last, like well cover would last about 8 hours or so. I wouldn't go more than that, because like right now my face, I would probably have to powder it up. So let's try and powder it up and see what it looks like. I'm just gonna use my It Cosmetics right here. Okay, I'm gonna just powder and see how it does. So with the powder, I think it looks okay. Touching up, because I haven't touched up or anything like that since this whole morning. So I would say that's pretty good foundation. And for the price and for it being drugstore, I don't mind it at all. I like it. I'll probably use it a lot more. So yeah, thumbs up for this foundation, and I hope you guys liked my video. And thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.